YouTube. It's time for another round of Ask a Furry. So, just a reminder, at the end of this video, you can feel free to ask me questions in the comment section below. If you can avoid repeats by looking at my past videos, that'd be appreciated. And without further ado, let's move on with the questions.
How do you make your persona the most easy to read?
I'm assuming this person meant like a character sheet. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not entirely sure. Easy to read. Basically, just write it out very simply. Like if you're writing a description, be really descriptive. I find it's a lot easier if you're going to describe your character to use pictures because, you know, everybody's going to imagine something different. As far as characteristics go, short, simple, bullet point. That's going to be the easiest thing for people to look at. Don't make a huge list. Don't write a huge story because some people will read it, but others will be like, you know what, I'm just not going to bother taking the time. Now, of course, this isn't to say you can't write a huge thing or a huge description or a huge story about your character because that's fun to do. Just if you're going for easy to read, then that's how you would do it. Don't be overcomplicated. Next.
Well, for that question, why not read the face, how it looks and everything?
Wait, what?
How the face looks and how the designs and pattern is on the body. Is that part
of the question, or are you just adding this?
I'm adding this.
Oh, you're adding this?
Like, read the body.
Read the body?
Yeah.
Like, are you talking about body language here?
The design and body-wise.
Well, the design, you just do your best to describe things. I mean, for example, if I was describing Morning Dew, I would say she is a white and gray wolf dog mixed with a husky wolf. She has a 3-pronged pattern on the... I'd have to find out what this part is called. I want to call it a snipe. I don't know where I'm getting that from. Between her eyes, one prong extending towards the forehead, the other two going over the eyes. Then the gray pattern goes around each eye and spikes out twice over the cheeks. She also has a gray spot within the white area of each cheek. I could probably do a better job if I sat and thought about it. But basically, you just want to be descriptive, and that takes practice.
Alright, so 9. I've heard of...
This is technically 2 for this video. Continue.
I've heard of the anti-fur and fur. Is it true or false?
So, I've never heard of a specific anti-fur, and I've never heard of fur before. If someone else has, if you want to talk about it in the comment section, that'd be very appreciated. There's a lot of people who are against furries. That's just how it is. Like, even some people who are my friends, they bag on furries all the time, because the online friends, not friends I know in person. Because there's a lot of people in this world who are, quite frankly, piss each other off. So that includes furries pissing off non-furries and vice versa. There's good people and bad people in each section. So as far as the whole anti-furry thing, there are a lot of people who don't like us. That's just something we have to accept. How you want to behave with that is up to you. However, I say just be kind and courteous and don't give them anything to say, oh, look what furries do, you know. Just be a good person. That's the best way to shove it in their faces, because then they can't say anything bad about you. Next.
Do you recommend being a certain age to be a furry or to have a fursuit?
So, to have a fursuit, I definitely do recommend getting one after you're done growing. Simple reason is fursuits are expensive, and if you're going to end up growing out of it, that's just really a huge shame. Now, if you're making it, and if you raise up the money yourself, and that's what you really want to do, or you're commissioning it, fine. But be warned, if you grow out of it, that's, you know, it's going to be a bummer, because that's a lot of money. I don't know how much it costs to make one, so you can get one cheap, maybe. As far as being part of the fandom, you know, I've been a furry, like an official furry, I'd say, since I was around 13 or so. Like, when I actually said, oh, hey, look, I'm a furry. Otherwise, you can be one really at any age. Doesn't matter. As far as going into the fandom, though, and like finding it online, there's a lot of adult material you can come across in the fandom. So I'd recommend at least being of mature age, where if you find that material, you're not going to freak out or get in trouble for it. Of course, going back to things I've said in earlier videos, it is really easy to avoid that kind of content. Just don't go looking for it. Be careful where you go. So just make sure, as long as you're mentally able to handle it, I'd say there shouldn't really be an age on how old you should be to be a furry. Another thing to keep in mind is there are a lot of people who don't like us, so if you can't handle people saying yiffin' hell fur fag to you, which I apologize for saying that, but it will happen. Yeah, I have people who comment on my YouTube channel, that it hasn't happened recently, but they do. I have to just go and delete comments and block people. So you have to be ready for that, because it's a real possibility. So if you emotionally can't tolerate that, or you think that will tear you to pieces, try to stay out of it, or, kind of keep it hidden, I guess. I hate to say that, and if you are ever facing these kind of problems, feel free to talk to me at any time. I'd love to help you out. But these are things to keep in mind. Next question.
Is there a fursuit you have seen that is pretty cool?
There's a lot of fursuits I've seen that are pretty cool. I mean, just Google search, and you'll see a lot of amazing fursuits. And there's way too many to list. I couldn't even think of how many cool fursuits I've seen. More so online than in person, but I haven't been to an actual furry convention yet. Unfortunately. Next year, though. Or next Further Confusion. I'm going. Hopefully. So, next question.
Out of all the artists you have seen, what artists do you like more?
Which artist or artists?
Artist.
There's a lot of good artists out there. I really couldn't even say. I'm on DeviantArt, so I see amazing art on a daily basis. If I'm going to list one of my favorite artists, I'm just going to go ahead and say Sugar Poultry. She's a really funny person. Like, if you watch her YouTube channel, she seems like a really neat gal. She'll actually talk to you if you send her a message, which I really appreciate in an artist, because a lot of, she's a more famous artist, or, internet famous. Her artwork's pretty well known, if you've seen her werewolf art, especially. So, when people who take the time, I think they kind of score higher up there, but, Golden Wolf is a really big one. You could see her shirts for sale in a lot of places. She's not going to probably talk to you and hold a chat, but she's really good too, so there's a lot. Next question. I don't know what they're furries, by the way. I'm just pointing them out as artists.
What do you think the youngest a person in fandom should be?
Alright, so I basically already covered that. In the fandom, since there's adult material, I'd say at least of a mature age. Whatever you're mentally able to handle things, like if you come across adult material. Otherwise, age doesn't matter. I mean, I think it'd be adorable if I had a kid to dress them up and take them with me, but just keep them away from the not so PG-13 things out there, or PG things. I wouldn't say there's an age. Next.
Do you feel your tail when you have your fursuit on?
So, I don't have my full fursuit yet, so I can't really accurately answer this question. But as far as just wearing my tail with my pants, my tail's big, so I kind of feel it like hitting with the back of my leg. I'm hoping that's the case when I get my full fursuit. Tune in when I get my full fursuit and we'll find out, which hopefully will be soon. We'll see. Is that it? Alright, so that's all the questions. Again, ask me a question in the comment section. It's great answering you guys. Sorry for the wait for the videos. And next video, I'm only doing 5 questions, so get them in quickly. I'll see you